Yeah. Well,
What's the word? What's the word?
can't call up my good man. How you doing on a mother Wednesday?
Cold, man.
Spring. I'm still waiting for spring. Spring. Spring up or something. Got to check on the groundhog. Oh,
That's
shit.
a fact. That's a fact. It's cold as shit out here. It's not making any sense.
Mm-mm.
So somebody had to help us with this because it's not making any sense to me, man.
It's like the girls up for spring ball. Think it'd be warm. Silly me. Niggas freezing her hoo-ha's off last Saturday. It
Oh,
was like 11 o'clock. We, bottom lip just shivered. Like,
damn.
grab those flags. That's all we can say. We had nothing, no encouragement. So,
So grab those flags. All right, let's get this over to a couple people on IG. Get things rolling nicely tonight. Shout out to everybody in the building early. What's up, Tanya? Appreciate you.
about this inconvenient weather, though. Everything else calm. Q2 starting all right. I'm scared to ask questions, man. It's rough out here, man.
You know what? I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. It's starting all right because I've kind of embraced the madness that is 2025, and I got a good rhythm. So just doing what I can and understanding what I can't control at this point, man. What about you?
Like a long Q1 layover. Like work is still kind of working me a little bit, but I've gone the last few days of that. So, but Q2 officially, after the 15th, I'll call it. Uh, hopefully by then they'll start looking up. They'll start looking up, man. Because this week it's been a long week and it's only Wednesday.
Nah, that's a fact. That's 100% fact, man. Um, yeah, man. I think the common thing I'm hearing, in some cases, feeling is just people are just burnt out, man. Like, it's a lot of uncertainty, whether it's where people are working, wondering if the moves from the new administration are going to impact their jobs sooner or later. Um, so it's really interesting to see how everybody's managing this, man. But shout out to y'all if y'all are just finding a way to wake up every morning, to be present, to be productive, stay
It's
blessed,
tough.
stay healthy, not curse everybody out.
And it's getting tough about an hour, not even about a day.
Yeah,
About that.
yeah, that's a fact. That's a
Um,
fact. Who else we got with us? Shout out to Mrs. Lee in the building. Let me head over to TikTok, see who's messing with us on the TikTok side.
Ariana was over there earlier. So Ed was in here a little bit. Fresh was in here a little while ago.
Okay.
This sidebar. I've been looking at this. I'll break it up quick. I think it's okay. Wow, it's so early. I've been looking at this photo like every other day, just laughing, putting it away. This is like 100% chuckles every time I see it. But yeah, we laugh every Wednesday. Sean's the slim guy. I'm the other guy.
You
Yeah,
know,
this
crazy.
is yeah. Every time I see it, I'm into it.
I'm in Opus, and I'm like, Opus had to find this to be a good clip.
Uh,
Opus ain't find this shit. I'm gonna have
shit
to do
honest.
that shit on my own and post it. Opus really
Mhm.
did not find this shit for us to post it. I thought that shit was fucking hilarious. Chat
I
GPT
got
out here,
I big laughing.
jacking niggas appearances up, man. It's crazy.
I was big laughing. I thought the OPU would have snatched that up for sure.
Yeah, man, that was crazy. That was crazy, man. But listen, man, it's 8:15 officially. Let's get into this thing, man. First and foremost, shout out to everybody on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, IG, and TikTok. We appreciate you. I am Senor Lee. This is my man Ken Katnick, and we are here every Wednesday live, man, bringing y'all what's going on in the world, some hot topics that may have crossed our radar. You know what I'm saying? And we also get into some really deep reflectional conversations. Can't forget the sports. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we are men. And then, of course, man, we like to give our recommendations in regards to TV shows, music, things that we are into as well, man. So, number one, if you are with us right now and you are not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button wherever you are. If you're on YouTube, make
Facts.
sure you subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, man, so you can catch up on all the content we got going on. We appreciate y'all joining us tonight.
I have an intro. I thought you started Wednesday. Goddamn Wednesday. Send your lean the bill.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So first and foremost, man, how we like to start every show on Wednesday. My brother, my man, my ace.
Yes,
How are
yes.
you, bro?
I think you called it earlier, man. A little burnt out. Feel like like 2024 hangover. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the New Year's never woke up. But outside of that though, maintain it, brother. Maintain it. Get my pivot on every hour on hour. Whether work related, life related, family related. Uh, whatever I was doing yesterday is not gonna work today. Every time. You know what I'm saying? Like, but outside of that, mental still intact. Still, listen to thugs here in the shower, get the emotional out, get that off your shoulders. I mean, all these towers. But how you been, brother? My brother, how's the days leading up to Wednesday? Yeah.
It's been cool. It's been cool. It's been a cool start to the week. Uh, Kept it at home, you know what I'm saying, working remote, you know what I mean? But I got to go in the office tomorrow. There is a futures pathway program out of the Bronx that our health system does a lot of special panels and actually takes them around the system so they can see a lot of the stuff that happens. They actually get to, like practice certain things on, the little dummy models that they have in the hospital. So it's a good introduction to the youth on potential careers in, what I'm saying, in medicine. You don't have to always become a nurse or a doctor or a surgeon,
Mhm.
even though those are the high paying gigs, right? Let's not be let's not
It's
be fake
facts.
about it.
It's just
But
numbers.
there are other avenues that you could take. There's communications, there's administration, there's a lot of different things, ways that you could find your way into working for a prominent health system. So looking forward to that tomorrow. That's got my spirits up. And then of course being here talking to you, brother.
Oh, man, highlight of my week every week. Outside of the family, the loved ones. You both. It's like a 2-1. I mean, so, so that always works out. A question for you. As far as you mentoring to youth, as far as the medical field, you got skin in the game. Do you find yourself kind of playing a matchmaker version of yes that career when you do see kids like working a certain way or the way they might be diligent here or very studious in doing this? Do you kind of push like, yo, you might be great for communications? Just saying, do what you got to
Yeah.
do, but you heard this from me first.
Yeah, that's a great point. Absolutely. And it's actually very exciting when they do that because, for any of you who have interactions with kids every day, a lot of them don't know what to say to you. They don't really speak. And half of them don't even know exactly. Half of them don't even know what they want to do. So when you find a kid who's actually engaging in conversation and telling you what they're interested in, you have to nurture that. You know what I mean? You you,
Facts.
you really want to engage them because it's rare and it
Mhm.
could potentially be that next person in the field. So yeah, absolutely.
That's where you got to strike with the irons out with the kids because
Yeah,
attention attention span is here today, gone today. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah, looking at this, and I know you going through the same thing, man. Looking at this boy, my son getting older, it's like, every conversation, you try not to be too serious with him, but it's serious.
It's
Like
real.
you be,
Right? That's right.
yeah,
About to
like you
be
gonna be
real and nice
18.
at the same time. They're not in the same.
Yeah, yeah, you're gonna be 18 before you know it. You're gonna be 21 before you know it. 25. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit goes, and you're trying to talk to him and you're just hoping at least out of the 10 minutes they give you, maybe 2 minutes got through if you're lucky.
That's what you want.
Yep.
Um, with Darius, are you doing the math in your head? Every so often we go, "Man, you're gonna be 18 soon. I'll be, yeah, you're gonna be 25 soon. Wait, I'll be. You doing that math yet?"
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I'm out here every day trying to take care of this old body because, I at least want to be functionable enough to enjoy as he gets older and wants to do more and go more places. So,
Mhm.
yeah, man, it's motivation to take care of the health. That's for sure.
So, yeah, I'm very one-sided on my math. I just think about where they're gonna be, and I have to focus on myself. Keep the light shot. You know what I'm saying? You go forward. Don't worry about me. Just run.
I feel you. I feel you. And speaking on Darius, man, so this past Sunday was the first time we took him for like some official swim technique classes.
Okay.
As you already know, he's a fish, man.
Yeah.
It was funny with him because when he was first born, loved the pool that we had here. Couldn't, what I'm saying, couldn't take him out of there.
Wow.
Then there was like a phase where he didn't like the water, and it freaked me and Shay out because we were like, yo, did somebody? I don't know if it was probably a little after his baptism. He was like, nah, yo, I remember that
Mm,
shit.
that was kind of, yeah.
That was dirty work. That was dirty work, y'all. Like I don't know when they changed the baptism rules, y'all, but that shit was nasty work.
To this day, that was a one-time thing. I've never seen one like it. I've been to a few since. Been to a lot before that. Never seen one quite like D minus, man. I thought we had to roll up them sleeves and pull the cuffs back. This nigga's fine, man.
That's
He's
it.
from the church. Oh,
That's it. But yeah, so it was interesting to see him get in there and actually get instruction. And this happens all the time, right? You think you're really good at something until it's time to show technique, show form. And he's got to get his bearings together, but he was super excited. He'll dive into a pool with no fear and he's excited about it. So now the next step is getting him into some physical activities, and I'm excited to see what it does for him going forward, man. But it was cool.
that's what's up. Darius already knows how to swim. Do you remember? Did you teach him how to swim yourself, or did he take swimming classes earlier?
Man, I think it was one of those situations where he just got in the water and just started moving around. Like,
So I seen this on TV. Thanks for the-
yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. Like he just straight jumped in the water. Like I'll never forget it. And I'll talk about this forever until I'm like 80. We it was when we were all in Florida for Christina and Brian's wedding.
Mhm.
And we just get to the Airbnb. This dude, that my son doesn't know how deep this pool is. Me and Ramel
Fucking
step outside. Yeah, me and Ramel step out in the backyard just to take a look. All we see is somebody come running and flying. And I'm like, Darius, no. Just shows into the pool. Oh my
good
God.
times. Good times.
Yeah, man. These kids are walking heart attacks, bro. Just walking.
Yeah, every day. Every day. Speaking of kids and little heart attacks, right? Like every 2 to 3 weeks, Kennedy comes home with like a stack of like tests or homework. Hey, mom. Hey, dad. Teacher needs you to sign these. All right, just make sure we saw any bad grades or something. Try to be transparent without talking, right? Go through the list. Sign off. Sign off. Oh, good grade here. Good grade here. No, it's like a permission slip in the middle of the joint. What's this? Well, on Wednesdays, 2 o'clock, uh, instead of PAL after school, they got this extra test prep, for the state exams. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, you doing this? He's like, wait, what's that? I was like, oh no, you get the state test prep Wednesdays, 2 to 4. That's all I can ship you available. She's like, no, no, we do the state stuff during the class. I didn't know why that state. I said, whoa, 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 slow down, baby. It sounds like this is something that you should be engaged in. You know what I mean? Getting ready for your states. She's like, I don't. I'd rather be a PL with my friends. I was like, now you see them on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. All right, Wednesday, gonna apply that knowledge. State test time. Oh
Right.
man, she tried to act like oh no, that must be an error. Let me get that back. I'm trying to avoid the extra work, bro.
Kids, man, I'm telling you. Lazy, lazy, man. Yeah, we got Darius getting ready to take his state test. I think it's next week. He's a little upset because he's the only one in his class that's taking it. But he's been doing
Oh yeah,
so
it's
well.
optional now, right? It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. He's been doing so well. My wife met with some of the therapists, and so his latest uh what was it IEP, and he's doing really good, man. He's doing really good. So we're like, you know what? It's time, bro. Take it, get on it. You know what I'm saying? And I think the idea of taking it is more stressful than
Mhm,
him actually doing it, but it's good. I want to see how he starts to act in moments of pressure,
mhm.
just so he can start to see how his body feels, how he reacts, get used to that. So I'm excited for him.
First, trying to remember back, because those first round of state exams, like maybe fifth, sixth grade. You know what I mean? That's your first time really sitting down, concentrating, like on one thing for like longer than 60 minutes straight. You know what I'm saying? Like you had the little test, 45-minute period, 40-minute test, in and out. You know what I mean? That's the first real kind of, all right, make sure you got two pencils. It's one break because
Yeah.
that might be an issue. You know what I'm saying? Better be number two as well for the Scantrons. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, that's dope. But I ain't gonna hold you when Savannah's just like, oh no, it's optional. We ain't gotta do it. I said, baby, we ain't got no options. You sitting down for these tests. I don't know what they told you, but let me
Then
tell
you
you
go
something.
talking
The
French
way we
again.
was raised, yeah, these decided your summer on the low. You ain't even know. You
You
ain't even
didn't
know.
even know it.
But I mean, vacations ain't booked till we get these grades back. You know what I mean? That's a fact.
That's it.
Hmm.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yo, so for any of y'all who are dipping and dabbling in the investments, whether you got 401ks, 403bs, any type of finances going on, you know that this has been hell this first quarter with Trump and these tariffs. And once again, we are not a financial podcast in any way, but we do pay attention to what's going on with our money.
Yeah.
So you may have seen today that I think around like 1, 2 o'clock, stocks started to soar like
Mhm.
ridiculously, and
Little spike.
it's it was a spike, man. You know what I'm talking? We talking Spike Lee, all the spike a drink, don't matter. So
Word.
stocks went up. Um, so I'm mid town hall and I just see this shit going crazy. I'm like trying to be serious, but I'm like, what the fuck going
These,
on over
these numbers fluctuate.
there? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
Putting
all
the
of this
cash
stuff,
out.
I started looking at my notifications. I was like, oh, this guy Trump, man, with the manipulation. My man Trump put a 90-day pause on tariffs except for China. I think he hit him for like a buck something, right? Like 115, 125, some shit like that.
I think so. Boy out here playing real life Monopoly.
Yo, man.
You're playing a
Uh,
different game.
yeah, but the minute that happened, stocks went crazy, man. So listen, it's one of those years, man. Make sure you are checking in with your financial advisors,
Mhm.
listening to trusted sources out there. Don't listen to everybody out here. Some of these people are going to lead you in the wrong direction. I always give credit to EYL and Ian, the master investor. I've been following those guys for like the last 4 or 5 years, man, and they haven't let me down yet. So
Word.
just make sure that y'all are doing what y'all got to do financially because it's crazy out here. Crazy.
Every day. I saw a funny meme. Oh, the white lady. She's walking down. She's like, just came from a dispensary. Now I gotta go see my neighbor across the street. Get some eggs. What's going on these days? Weed in the stores? Eggs in the streets? I was like, yo, it's like that.
My man
I was
said
like,
it.
damn.
Yeah.
Oh man. Um. Oh, Kennedy again. Listen, on the way to practice, man, quiet in the car. I don't even listen to music anymore. I just listen to the road. Oh man, shit. You know, since Puerto Rican, never been a question about it. Never been an issue. Kennedy from the back seat. Just, hey, Dad. I'm like, it's a little rear view. Hey, baby. Does mom have any like immigration stories? Bro, I pulled over. I was like, I turned all over. I said, why would, what did you, what's going on, baby? Why did you ask that today, right now? 4 o'clock in the afternoon. What? Why?
She's like, I
She's
just
like,
need to know if we gonna get picked up randomly.
you know what I mean? That was my second thought. I was like, damn, they, they pick a kid up in the class today. You know what I mean? That did you see some live CNN shit like in person? I pray not. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, baby, why would you ask that? She's like, oh no, we was doing like we was learning in school about immigration and coming in and out as far as people from other countries. And I'm like, oh wait, I'm Puerto Rican. Let me ask mom. I was like, kids, beautiful innocence. That's always like lackluster dark humor. You know what I mean? So it's like, like all right. I'm like, oh, whew. Nah, baby. Mommy, I don't think mommy got any stories. She's like, ah, how about grandma? I was like, all right, man, listen, we're not gonna be, we're not gonna just keep going up the truth till we find somebody some shit to say about
Yo,
immigration, right? We're gonna
yo,
keep doing this research, keep learning about what we need to know, and just keep us out of it, all right?
that's crazy.
Just keep it in the books, man. But yeah,
That's
baby,
crazy, man.
Kennedy, man, she's always asking the perfect question at the wrong time.
You gotta love kids, man. Kids keep it
But
real. You know what I'm saying? They say exactly what's on their mind. You never have to worry about kids, you know what I'm saying, sugarcoating anything. They get right to the truth of it, man. And the truth of it is they see what's happening in this world. And the minute they associate their parents or any of their family with a foreign country, yeah.
listen,
They
it's
gotta
next on
have
the
it.
docket every time.
That's it. That's it, man. Oh man. So we're gonna pivot over to our recognition and awareness section, man. And this one today starts off with a heavy, heavy heart and prayers out to my Dominican people. A popular nightclub in the capital of the Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo, Jet Set nightclub. Unfortunately, during a mega concert, there was a roof collapse, and I think currently we're talking about over 120 people that are being, I think, allegedly claimed dead and killed by this roof collapse. I think it struck early Tuesday, but this is Jet Set Mondays. It's a popular nightclub in DR that always has some of the best artists, often frequented by popular MLB stars or Dominican Republic baseball players, fashion stars, pretty much across any industry that you could think of. And for such a tragedy to happen, man, there was actually some prominent names that were in the building that night. um Merengue singer Ruby Perez was in there. um I believe there was a baseball player Octavio Dotel was in there. There was a couple of other well-known people that were in there, as well as, of course, with everybody else that unfortunately lost their lives. I hear as recent as today they are still looking through the rubble for any survivors. But this really, I think, shocked a lot of people, and I'm very close with a lot of people of Dominican Republic. So my prayers go out to everybody, and for this to be such a staple within the capital, I can only imagine how people are feeling.
That's super unfortunate. Jen was just telling me about this early this morning. I was like, for real? She was like, yeah. I'm like, I was curious. I'm like, you said the roof fell? I know you said it was like at capacity. I'm like, you sure you're not talking about like the floor, like below people? She's like, nah, the roof. I'm like, I'm like, it's DR. I'm like, there wasn't no snow load. Like, what? I'm like, and I mean, I started asking like, work type questions. I'm like, well, what would cause the roof to fail? Uh, I was just like, she said, I had an inspection not too long ago. It did find a few things, but nothing damning where it would shut the space down. There's something to look out for into the not the immediate future, but put on your radar. You know what I'm saying? But super unfortunate. Thoughts and prayers. It's just super unfortunate.
Yeah, man. Very, very sad news. Very sad news coming out of there. But I almost feel like the newscasters, right? Like you got to report what's going on in the world. With that being said, em- Economic Empowerment Podcast is back. Ramel Lee, our financial hotel guru host, has his guest Omari Head, the director of Paramount Lodging Advisors. When I tell y'all, this is another really good episode where Amari is just bringing you into all the details about what you need to look into when acquiring a hotel and actually getting a hotel broker who knows what they're doing. And I love how when Ramel said, he's the number one hotel broker in the United States, and he said, "Nah, it's world, Craig."
Baby. Great. Yeah.
But Omar, what I loved about this episode is is very straight to the point with all of his answers. He makes everything pretty relatable, and I love the part when they both touch on having a hotel can pretty much set your family up forever because now
Mhm.
you're talking about there is not one job that you can't think of that a hotel cannot support. So now, as long as your family has this hotel in their name, you can literally employ everybody. So make sure y'all check this out. All you got to do is subscribe on our YouTube channel. Come over to the playlist for Economic Empowerment Podcast. It's episode 8, number one hotel broker in the world, Omari Headman. Make sure y'all check that out.
A lot of gems was dropped. I was just taking notes. I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this, I do that. All right, make sure I know what I'm talking about. So, oh, just because I like the Hilton, don't mean I should be buying a Hilton. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of cool gems there. A lot of cool gems.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Any other awareness or acknowledgments before we jump over the next segment?
Early April, yo, 4/15 next week. We ain't did them taxes, man. See your mans. Get that done. Call them. Don't let them call you. You know what I'm saying? You know, them calls is trash. You don't want that if you can avoid it. Outside of that, not too much more. Early April. Trying to get through it.
All right. So we're gonna head over to the question segment real quick. And today we really just got one real question I want to ask you, and I want to ask everybody that's tuning in tonight, man. Now we all know our partners. You know what I'm saying? We know their musical choices. We know what usually they'll tap into when they're cleaning, when they're getting ready to go out, or when it's just regular Saturday sitting back drinking. But my question today is: should you get worried if your partner gets into this routine of listening to just a bunch of old, sad songs?
Mm. Like when it hits, or just like side B's.
Like, like we're talking about, like, let's say every morning before they head out to work, they usually put on a good playlist. But you notice Monday through Thursday now, it's been the same like sad ass songs, like depressing,
Mm.
and you just looking at them and you're like, is there
My
something
mood
I
up.
need to know?
It's like, um, hmm. I think I would be a bit worried if you just started playing like Waiting Exile the soundtrack back to back. It's like, oh,
See what I'm
you're not
saying?
going, yeah, you're not gonna cry. Like shit no tits. Okay.
Mhm.
Let's go eat this. Let's go eat this week. Let's go have a little combo away from the families. See what's going on with us. Yeah, I would definitely probably wouldn't say nothing immediately. I'll let the playlist rock for like probably good 3 to 4 days. You know what I'm saying? But around day 5, I think my radar would be all the way up. Like, what's up? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Yeah, sad song, a playlist. One day is one thing, but I want to hear Cupid every so often too. But yeah, I don't playlist from the missus. I'd be worried.
yeah. No, yeah, I'm 100% there with you, man. Can't be listening to sad songs too long. And it definitely is noticeable, man. Um, just make sure y'all keep y'all playlists up to par, man. Like some
Mhm.
people playlists be weak, man. Like some of y'all, like y'all can't take over Bluetooth, man. You're banned
Yeah,
from
it's
Bluetooth.
you should never ask for the aux. There's some people you should just never ask for the aux, and you gotta respect that. If you ever offer somebody aux and they go, "Nah, I'm cool," trust that dude.
Yep.
Don't don't force it on. Don't force the aux on nobody. Sometimes this playlist ain't meant to be shared. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
uh, Speaking of worry about your partner, like sometimes with women, our rumor may have it, there's a dramatic hair change. It's something to worry about. Whether it gets cut, whether it gets dyed, whether it's like you went full season. Uh, you don't want to talk about that? Is that a conversation that should be had pre-appointment?
Absolutely. Especially
Hmm,
full season.
full
Like
season.
that, I literally feel like I could have done something to prevent this, but you skipped that conversation because you were already committed to your decision, and now we both getting lineups together. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Damn. Imagine you go to the barbershop by yourself regularly for years, and now I gotta go.
Yeah.
Are you paying for? Are you obligated for paying for both cuts? Yo, you gotta pay your barber twice. Damn,
Nasty work, man. Nasty
nasty
work.
word.
Mm-hmm.
And you might have to pay, still pay for the nails. It's like, nah, I'm going with you, and you're gonna pay for this one. Fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, feet too. Yeah, feet too, Ling Ling. Fuck that. Nah,
He
nah.
said feet too, Lily.
Man.
All right. Only Mrs. Lee said, "Do you do our hair?" So
Mm.
obviously, Kenny and I are not, what I'm saying, hairstylists at all, right? Um,
I'm a dyer.
but
I know it's a professional name for it, but you know what I mean.
but I still think that's a drastic change. Like think about it. If you're going from let's say maybe here down to maybe the middle of your back to Caesar, you really can't fault your man or your partner for being like,
Damn.
what happened?
Or
Like
damn.
we don't know if maybe you went there to get one thing done and they jacked you up and now you just had to go to Caesar route or some like
Mm.
or some pepper shit. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes shit happen and you got to make the ultimate pivot. But yeah, a random drastic change like that, like that's wild, man. That's
So
wild.
I'll switch
I
up.
don't know. Yeah,
Mrs. Lee timed the right before. She says, sometimes you just want to change. And why should we discuss it? Mm.
I
You know
got
why?
you.
I got you. I got you, brother. I got you, brother. You know why? Because your hair's my hair. That's why. Yeah. Yeah, you heard me. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm ready to cut our hair. How about that? You know what I mean? But you say that out loud. You know how I go. These just thoughts amongst men. Thoughts amongst men. But
Yeah.
what you gonna say, brother?
No, I was gonna say, oh, if we're talking about why should we discuss it?
Mm.
Oh man, that's a slippery slope, man. Because if we're both gonna start doing things we don't discuss, it's
Ooh.
nasty work.
Ooh.
That's nasty
A new
work.
show, new day.
That's a whole nother live.
Ooh, man. Tune in next Wednesday, 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
that's
a
a good
whole
one.
nother live conversation, man.
It's like think about it in reverse. We always talk about the female's hair being shortened. I've been seeing some clips now, 2025. Dude's going with a Caesar, come out with dreads. I'm like, yo, what did he pay for? What kind of upcut is this? Like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you just came home with like dreads down to the back, you you don't think you would get a reaction? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, come on now, two-way street, baby.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, if if you don't like hair, you know what I mean, and he just come in with dreads, that's crazy.
it's crazy.
That's crazy. Yep.
Oh, I don't know if you want to keep hitting these facts in the chat.
She trying to have personal discussions on the live. I ain't falling
You
for
said
that.
on to the next topic. What else? What's going on tonight, my brother? What's the main topic you want to get into?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So our main topic tonight is living in the moment, man. And we are living in some interesting times right now, but it is still very important, y'all, that we find a way to stay grounded, stay focused, because there are still plenty of things to enjoy in this life. And I think number one is we only get one life, right? So that's very important. And the first thing I like to start with is this quote from Mindset Therapy. You don't realize how important moments are until they become a memory.
Mm, super facts.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
you appreciating what's no longer in reach after the fact. Nothing hurts. Nothing hurts more than that because you get the automatic feel of taking something for granted. You know what I'm saying? You know, in hindsight, you didn't think you did, but that's the part of not realizing it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's facts, man. It's facts. And, naturally we feel like people, experiences, things are always just gonna be there and we're gonna have time to do it at some point again.
Yeah.
But there are just some things, man, that you can't recreate those moments, man. Like
Yep.
there's just some occasions where you're like, wow. And maybe you did enjoy the moment it really in real time, but then it's not until you 5 years, 10 years from that moment, you're like, yo,
Damn.
that night, like that
You know
night
what I
was
mean? That was one of the nights. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
man.
Ugh.
But yeah, definitely. So this definitely sparked today's conversation around living in the moment. And I think a great place to start with this conversation is, what does living in the moment mean to you personally? Put it in the chat. And Kenny, man, I'll ask you, what does it mean to you?
I feel like we're at an age where we're not young, but I don't think we old neither. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? So I feel like, you know what I mean? YOLO still applies, but with discretion. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm in the middle of that part. It's like, yo, man, you only live once, man. Do that. It's like, yeah, but, you know what I mean? I got that look on a lot of things. So I do in my head live YOLO, but the consequences and the part twos and the tomorrows pop up right after. So
Yeah.
I do try my best to live in the moment. But I just try to take as many photos as I could. Um, and sadly, I'm never in these photos. So it's always me taking a photo of something that I'm seeing or
Yeah.
someone that I haven't seen in a while, or even the kids doing something cool. But with digital shit these days, we get about this very cool moment 3 hours later. Thank God for Google Photos. I don't know if you have the Apple phones got this option, but you get these. Oh, he was doing this 4 years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Memories of moments, whatever they call it. But every time I see, I'm like, maybe I'll take this motherfucking photo. You know what I'm saying? Like every super dope moments. But but for you, 2025, Q2, what does living in the moment mean to you personally right now?
Oh man, I think it's about understanding that, you know, like I mentioned earlier, some things are just not going to be in my control. And in order to get the most out of life, I am going to have to kind of slow down and be present in those moments, learn to put my phone down, um, learn not to think about, the future so much. It's just as hard because I remember being like 15 and 20 and being like, got all the time in the world. Let me enjoy the moment. So now, it's like a race against time, and time always was a step ahead. So
Mm.
it means a lot to me, but it is a struggle. Definitely a struggle.
Or keeping it there, do you find it easy or difficult to stay present in your daily life with that?
Very difficult. Very difficult. I've literally designed my day to day to constantly be busy with something.
Mhm.
And then because of that, now I've become the go to person for a lot of stuff. And that comes with a lot of responsibility. And then I'm always trying to stay on top of new information. So when I'm not working on something, I'm reading up something, I'm looking up something. And then I have my devices. You know what I'm saying? I have my vices. I have things that I like to do. So you put all those crazy things together, and wife wants to have time, son wants me to be present. It is very difficult. Very difficult. What about you?
Ditto, bro. And before you know it, every time you look up, 11:30. God damn. What did we?
Yeah.
That's some me stuff I was supposed to do today. Did I get that done? Yeah, I mean, you gotta look back on the list. You're like, yeah, I did that. Shit, that was quick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, um, I think it could be difficult if you don't plan ahead. You having the schedule, so to speak, of I'll do this at this time, at that time, incorporate family, friends, however you may do it. It's a very good way of staying grounded, keeping you on track, on base, and not kind of, you know, blaring away from the road. You know what I mean? I do have those Sundays where I'm like, fuck this list. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm big road, big slippers all day. I wait till somebody call me. That's what it's gonna be. You know what I mean? But I won't say it's difficult because I do very similar to you. Do my best to kind of plan that out. So at least I'm looking ahead to it. Unfortunately, it does get a T difficult because there's always a wrench, right? You know how your plan go.
Mhm.
Stop it when you write it down. Boom, 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 boom. As soon as you get to like phase three of your plan, here come the wrench.
Yep.
It's like, wait, I didn't plan this wrench. You know what I mean? So now you got just you got decisions to make.
Yeah.
I mean, fix this wrench. Or ignore this wrench. It's tomorrow's plan. It's always something to do. But having a plan and keep it straight on.
No, yeah, I agree. I agree, man. So can you recall the last time you truly felt present and grounded, and what made that moment stand out for you?
I think I'm gonna pass one of my first exams, these AREs, because applying yourself every day to the same exact situation, it doesn't feel fun. The reward's gonna be massive, but when you're in the middle of it, the thick of it, behind of it, it's like, yeah, I ain't got no time for this shit. But you gotta do it every day, yo. I ain't got no time for this shit. But you keep sticking to it, keep doing it, and then to take the test, finally pass it. Oh shit! All the hard work really did mean something. Hmm, you look at me. You know what I mean? It's little things like that. You know what I mean? Just like more of a testament. You doing the right thing. The imaginary pat on the back. I think when I passed like one of my first tests was the last time I really felt I was in the moment. I was focused on something that was bigger than me. If that made any sense. You know what I mean? It was super important for me. Very good stepping stone.
It's
How about you?
dope,
When's the
man.
last time you felt like you was like all in, more than 100?
Oh man. I gotta say, I feel like vacation's a cheat code, right? Because you paid a good amount of money to be
I'm
there, so
half
you
on.
better you better be present. This is how difficult it is, bro. It is gonna be tough for me to remember the last time I was truly present for a situation, man. I would say probably most of the stuff for my son. Like when he has events at school, when he's singing or he's reading anything, I'm definitely present just because I'm obsessed with his life. So I definitely be in there. And then whenever I'm just in his business, when he's playing a game on the
Calling you.
phone. Yeah, like in those moments, I'm locked in because I'm just curious as to how he's feeling about things and what's his goal with something. So that to me, I think was those are the most times where I'm present and grounded. And what continues to make it stand out is he's diagnosed with autism, so every step that he takes, everything that he does, it's just elite for me. You know what I mean? Like the fact that he can have a full conversation, the fact that he has his own thoughts now and his little personality is coming out. Earlier today, Shay was like, "Yo, tell him mind his business." So he comes out, he's like, "Yeah, Dad, mind my business." Yo,
Love you, baby. It's one of those.
yeah. But yeah, for anything he does, man, absolutely present and grounded for sure.
Here's the exact opposite of that. Those are times and moments when you're present, you're there. When you feel your mind start to drift, whether it be to the past, maybe things you got to do, things in the future. How do you catch yourself? How do you go, whoa, whoa, whoa? Bring it on back in, man. What do you do?
Oh man, definitely mental discipline, reminding myself that the past is the past, and we can't recreate that, we can't change
Mhm,
that. Remind myself that we learn from that,
mhm,
and it's a new day, like it's a blank slate, like literally. If you really think about it, if you haven't done something to significantly harm someone else or yourself,
mhm,
you literally have a clean slate after that mistake. You know what I mean? If you all are fans of sports, right? Quarterback goes out, throws an interception first play of the game. He can choose to let that dictate the rest of the game, or he can come out and have a hell of a drive and score a touchdown the very next possession. So
facts.
I have that mental discipline where, I don't let that stuff linger, but I do remember the lesson. That's for sure.
Lessons, lessons,
You
lessons,
know it.
lessons.
What about you, bro?
Sadly, I am a bit of a dweller. Um, Even when I finally notice that I'm there, I sit in it for a little bit longer. I'm like, yeah, I try to. Yeah, that was a good time. You know what I mean? So I sit back a little bit, like, yeah, you know what I mean? I try to relish in it. You know what I mean? Bring myself all the way. You know what I mean? But
He said, "I'll order a drink real quick."
real fast. You know what I'm saying? And get espresso martini. Yeah, it was a good time. You know what I'm saying? It was a good time. I've been trying to relive it. You know what I mean? But I just I think I stay in those moments as long as I could whenever they do pop up. I know it is going to fade away. So, and then, today's going to slap me in the face at some point. I'll take the extra 15 seconds if I could. You know what I'm saying? So, whenever I do catch myself, like, oh, we here? Let's enjoy it for a second. Because all we got. You know what I mean? So, I don't even step out of it. Well, you know what I'm saying? Unless somebody else snap me out of it, for sure.
Yeah, man. No, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It could do that sometimes. It definitely
Word.
can. And I think that's a perfect segue to the next part of this, where when you're talking about staying connected to the present, right? Not going dwelling over into thoughts of the past and stuff like that. What habits or activities do you think you could introduce to potentially not dwell that much or on the past and be in the moment?
Um, Could be the family life, but staying busy is a hell of a distraction.
Mm.
What, like the calendar, having shit on it, like waking up, you know what's going to happen from 8:30 all the way to like 8:30. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not really too much time to dwell. You know what I'm saying? So I try to keep the calendar full as much as I could. But I do fall victim to those days when you wake up and you ever wake up and there's nothing on the calendar. You think it's an error. It's like,
Yeah.
wait, nothing scheduled for today? Like nothing, nothing. Nah,
Start filling it with shit.
let me check this inbox. Like, you know what I'm saying? Make sure I missed something. You know what I mean? But I think as far as a habit I have, and we're connected. The present is setting meetings and appointments to make sure I'm there and present for it. I mean, it's hard to be somewhere without someone else knowing you're going to be there except you. You know, what I mean, you don't want to be Will in the empty living room. You know, you go do some shit. You know, it's like, man, is it Wednesday or Thursday? You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be that guy. So I try to stay busy, stay in the present. With the wife, with the kids, family, you, of course. If it's on the docket, um, it's something to stay connected to. I think when you start running out of plans, or things just like another boring like Friday night, you don't want too many of those. You know what I'm saying? Like it's good to have them. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be a boring Friday night. You get a cool family night, like you know what I mean? Movies. Like just feel the day. Don't have too many of the boring days. I try to stay connected now. But what do you do, man? How are you staying connected to the present? Like, do you have any habits, activities to keep you grounded? My God, I'm sorry, connected to now.
I think the habit or activity I need to introduce is more outings with the family. Things kind of slowed down towards the end of last year, and then of course with
Mhm.
everything with mom passing to start this year, it really slowed us down. So I think if we pick that up a lot more, that'll help be more present in the moment. And gotta shake this device, man. There's so many things going on with this little phone of mine's that I think I gotta try and create some days where I just kind of
Time.
walk away from that thing and don't listen to it call me.
Damn.
But I think that's the activity that I have to introduce if I want to get better at staying connected and present in the moment, man. So
Huh.
wish me luck. That's for sure.
Just to confirm, do you think technology helps or hinders your ability to live in the moment, Marky Man?
For me, it does not help. I am a constant seeker of information, of ways to better my situation. And this little thing right here, it's the gateway to so much stuff, so much information, so many bad habits too, that you kind of have to find a way to kind of say, all right, at what point do I kind of put this thing down
This
and
will never
be
stop.
yeah, be
Like
present
the
and
fact that there's a refresh option is a
yo,
killer. It's a killer.
forget about it. Like
Uh,
I've been dealing with technology literally since 6 a.m. today,
mm,
nonstop, nonstop. So, and even when I get off here, I
oh,
got another
no
thing
tech, no
nonstop.
tech
So,
coming up.
yeah, that's going to be the struggle going forward, man. The disconnecting from the technology for sure.
Mm. Um, Me personally, for tech, I think it helps. It does help some sort of connection, whether it be building to a big connection or just breaking the ice kind of thing. Because even with the kids, I know it's been in a room for it's been like 3 5 minutes. Like, come off the air, nothing. Shoot a text out. You're what you doing in there? You coming to eat? Is that it? You know what I mean? And then you hear the door creak open. You go, hey, you do got a phone. What's up, man? Nice to see.
Mhm.
You getting taller in there. You know what I mean? Like so. I try to use it as a device to kind of wedge my way in between moments. You know what I'm saying? I try not to let it be a solo moment with me and myself. That's what I
Mhm.
got the bathroom for. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm out the bathroom with the tech, I try to, do my best to engage others with it if I
Yeah. Yeah, no, man. Whenever my son does answer his text messages,
can. Damn,
sometimes
blacklist.
I get through to him. Yeah, and most of the time my wife can't find her phone, so it doesn't really help me with my household.
Okay,
They're not
okay.
the best with devices. I'm the only one that's literally glued to the shit and paying attention. but I can see how that helps you, brother. So as we move through this, man, the future is so important, especially for a lot of us. Some of us are planning just our futures. Some of us are planning the futures for our kids,
Mhm.
and what we would hope for them to be. And one of the most important things we like to talk about is work-life balance. How do you balance planning for the future while enjoying the now?
I think the trick to that is no real balance. What kind of happen in real time? Because you
Hmm.
can't really dictate this part of the day to do A and B. They kind of just do both simultaneously. That's like it's weird. Like I'll be at work looking up hotel availability for the weekend because I don't have this house. It's weird. So you kind of I don't know if it's really balance anymore. It's more of a juggle. I'll say if it's not one of those things. Because it's kind of hard to separate the two. The commingle so you don't have time to put in shifts. So I just try my best to do the juggle, um, plan for the future while doing what I got to do at this very moment, but not forgetting what I got to do in the future. And I mean, it's balance. It's definitely balance. How about you? I know you have the schedule, so are you able to put it into the plan as far as the future, and planning or enjoying it now? What's your take on it?
I think it's important to involve the people that you're planning this future for in the planning and find a way to make it fun and enjoyable. Because the one thing I don't want to pass on to my son is work, work, work. Right. And I think he kind of sees that your daddy and mommy work a lot, but they know how to have fun. And they show me how to enjoy life, but they also hold me accountable. And I think that's how we find the balance because we can turn the fun into something that is interesting that he can build and learn on. But then we also have moments where it's really about, all right, this is very important to your future, being responsible, taking care of your things, taking care of yourself, your education. And you can turn education into games. You can turn the games into fun. And how you sit back and you say, you wouldn't have been able to have this type of fun if you didn't have a little information.
Yeah.
So I think you have to find that balance, especially with kids, because for them to have them be interested in something, they have to find it relatable and then they have to see the results. Kids are very reward and action oriented. If you
Nice.
tell me it's important to learn about investing, show me how you've been successful. If you tell me that it's important to stay active, show me how you are staying active and how you are, introducing that into what you do every day. And when they see you and they see the results of what you're doing, I think that's what sticks with them, and that's how you can, create that balance on planning for the future, but staying in the now. So that's what I do.
Okay. Are there any places or people that make it easier for you to stay in the present?
Ooh, um, I would say, family. Anytime I go visit you guys, it's very easy not to, to put my phone down for a while and just be in the conversation.
Yeah.
Um, there's friends that are really have become really near and dear. They're like extended family at this point. That there's times when if the conversation gets good, I can put the phone down. I think it's the engagement, it's the social atmosphere, it's if we're seeing something I've never seen before, and it's interesting. Those are the places and the people that I think really have me in the and then of course the people that pay me when I'm in them when I'm in them rooms, because Zoom now you got a lot of you got a lot of leeway with Zoom. You could be staring at the screen and be watching a whole video about how to build a cabinet, but they
Uh-huh.
think you're looking at the presentation.
Hmm.
But yeah, when I'm in those rooms and those meetings, it's very important because number one, it took a lot of shit to get there,
Mm-hmm.
but definitely present in them rooms.
Okay.
What about you?
Um, easy to stay in the present. Yeah, I think the kids, honestly. They keep me young. Thank God. Um, whether it be learning a new lingo or a new acronym every day, feels like they attack. Like, uh, they really keep me in the present, man. Places not so much. Like work, kind of take it for granted. But outside of those, might be really just my level of interest. Also, what you said a little while ago. It's tough to if you're not interested, no matter what it is. Like even with studying, you know what I'm saying? It's like, am I interested in the benefits? This all works out. So I gotta find my interests in order to be interested in
Yeah,
this. You know what I mean? So yeah, as long as I can make it interesting to some capacity, it's gonna be way easier for
yes, sir, yes, sir. And then of course there's other methods. Some people have well-being practices that they do, whether it be meditation, exercise. I lean more on exercise. That plays a good role for me because it allows me to challenge me,
me.
um, and it puts me in a frame of mind where the creative juices always seem to flow whenever I'm working out. And of course, because it has, exercises raise the endorphin levels and all that stuff. So it's natural that it does that. But that's the role that exercise has become for me. And then I would say like moments where it's just quiet. Like, dude, I love my family. But when there's nobody here,
I'm at you, whispering.
bro, when there's nobody here, Kenny, you know how much shit get done? Like,
Bruh, you preaching, man. I ain't got no quarrels, no bad juju
yo,
on that.
oh
Nothing.
my
That's
god.
that's all. That's all peace for me. That's all peace for
Kenny,
me.
I,
I be
Kenny, I
trying to
think I
find
could write my
shifts. I be
yeah.
looking at the calendar like, wait, you busy? You busy? You busy? That mean, oh,
Hmm.
daddy got time. Like,
That's it.
gotta
That's
find your
it.
moments in the sun.
That's it. Let
Oh.
me tell you, man. I be feeling like I could put out my first ebook when they not here, man. And listen, I know y'all judging me right now.
A little bit.
I can feel y'all judging me through the
Yeah,
screen,
yeah, it's happened.
but I don't care because it's true. Like I get so
Yeah,
much work done when they are gone. Like it's
right.
amazing the amount of shit that get done by the
Ready
time
for
they
a dark joke?
what's that?
When they say, oh, your dad went to get the milk, never came back. I feel him. I get it now. Like
Yeah.
it's not nigga turned that corner and said, pew. Oh man, nah, these are jokes. It's all jokes. But
Yeah.
I get it
Oh
though. I
man.
get it though.
Mhm.
Just for a little bit. For me, I'm coming back. You know, but just
Yo, it's fun.
oh
And
man.
it's so funny. We Darius and I love to mess with Shay's emotions.
Oh damn.
Literally one day, Darius and I, he's in his room, I'm in the living room. And when I tell you, Kenny, from about 8 a.m. to like 11:30, it was zen. Darius was in his room, killing it on this Transformer game.
Damn.
I'm in the living room, getting mad, work done. Zen. Nothing was disturbing us. All of a sudden,
Mom comes home.
here comes Jay.
Like a tornado, like whoosh.
What? You just came in there like, what's up, y'all?
shit. Guys are now looking at like, I gotta, I gotta put, whatever I was doing on pause.
Yeah,
Big pause.
dude, like love
Uh,
her soul, love your soul, babe, love your soul. But it was funny because I kid you not, Darius and I probably said 2 words to each other.
Technology, man. See, both of y'all. I wasn't living in the moment. Nah, we was having our own moments.
Yeah, I'm telling
Oh,
you, we
shit.
probably said 2 words to each other, good and morning. That was it.
Man,
After that,
yeah,
the fellas was in their business and it was zen. And
damn.
she just came in and turned it up 100, man. It was
Y'all can't live without me. These are facts. So
no,
for
that's
3 hours, chef's kiss.
yo, I'm telling you, those 4 hours, those 4 hours be golden. That's why I love when she take them long naps. Ooh,
Damn.
baby, I go over into the living room. I be like, yeah.
They be plotting on you, Shay. Watch out, watch out, watch out. See, make sure you sniff that OJ. Make sure you. It's a little different. Nah. Check out, check out. Yeah, I'm slicing there. I'm slicing there for you. Make cold. Oh,
Oh
man.
man. All right.
Last question for you.
Yes, sir.
Living in the moment. How do you think your life would change if you lived more in the present?
Ooh. Um, I think I would probably be less stressed because I wouldn't be giving attention to things that aren't involved with the moment that I'm supposed to be present in. And whenever I got to said thing after the moment was over, that's when I would be thinking about it. That's when I would embrace it. But when you allow external stuff into your present moment, it impacts it, right? Because sometimes that external thing can be great, right? If I hit a nice parlay, whew, my moment just went up like that.
Quick, quick.
You know what I'm saying? But if I got a bad email, you know what I'm saying, that is asking for some stuff that I'm just like, what are we talking about? That can potentially
So what
negatively
are
impact.
we talking about? Facts.
Yeah. Yeah, man. What about you?
Um, like if I started from today, living more in the present versus always living in the present. I think if it was an always living in the present thing, like you capitalized on every YOLO opportunity you had, I think I'd be a menace. I don't know if I would.
Yeah.
My life would just. I think it would have. I just probably would not have had the life I have today if I would have capitalized on all my YOLO. Would I have been happier or sadder? No idea. But definitely been different from how I'm living today. If I was to
Mhm.
live more in the present going forward, though, I think it would change for the positive. I don't think any bad outcome would come from capitalizing on anything happening in the now. But I think it would change for the positive, though. I don't think it would hurt at this point because
I agree.
my yellows aren't drastic anymore. I mean, like, so, my living in the moment is more so, yo, you should start popping. Is it like 100 popping or like 1,000 popping?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you let me know. You know what I mean? It's one of those. Yeah. But, definitely for the positive, for sure.
All right. You got some smoke brewing in the IG chat.
What I do now? Interesting. 'Cause I've been in it for quite some time. What you talking about? Explain yourself, SKL. I don't know. I might have a lag on my side. I don't know what you're hearing, what you're doing. You know what I mean? Let us know how you feel. I'm mislead. I might have getting the joke.
I tell you, they be trying to bring those personal conversations
Hey,
here.
man. Hey,
It's
all
all
my
good.
life, I had to fight.
Every night gotta prove your love, man. No joke,
Man,
no joke, no joke. All right, man. Oh, so before we close this segment out, man, just a reminder to live in the moment, y'all. Very important to live in the moment. We started this conversation. Shout out to the good folks at Mindset Therapy with their statement. You don't realize how important moments are until they become a memory. And the most important thing I can hope everyone gets out of this is enjoy those moments because at some point they will become memories. And in some cases, you know, they'll just only be memories because there'll be people that probably are unfortunately not with us no more, or there'll be situations that unfortunately we don't have anymore. So create more moments, find ways to be present in those moments. Do not ask me for advice to how to be present in those moments because I'm
Working on
still working on it.
it.
Oh man, but yo, man, gotta love those moments, man. Trust me, because life goes super fast, y'all. Super fast.
Big facts. Big
Oh man.
facts.
All right. Looks like we have some people come and join us on IG. So I just want to acknowledge y'all real quick, man. Shout out to Tanya. Got Jeff in the building. SKL, A Dub, only Mrs. Lee. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody we got over on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, and TikTok, man. Appreciate y'all as well. This is the point in the show where we now move over to FCP Sports Corner. Been a very, very interesting weekend when it comes to college basketball. And we're going to kick things off with the ladies. Big, big congrats to the UConn women's basketball team, the Huskies,
Mm-hmm.
bringing home the Natty. First time since 2016. Damn.
It's like, as many as Gino got, when I seen it, yeah, it's like, it's been that long?
Yeah.
You know what messed me up? I think the guys won a few. You know what I mean? I'm like, nah, you kind of been winning. I was like, nah, man. Same school, but like a different organization.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. And this was sad to watch, bro. It started off really, really good. They went up against Dawn Staley and South Carolina Gamecocks. It started off good, man. Like it was going back and forth. And you were kind of like, all right, this is what we
Yes,
here. This is why we here. These ladies are ready for the moment.
yeah.
Um, and this was important because if any of you follows women's college basketball, the last meeting between these two was very one-sided, and it was on the
Mm-hmm.
side of you. Very bad loss. And the thought was, well, they got us. We learned from it. We're not gonna let that shit happen again.
Mm-hmm.
It happened again. Um, I felt for Dawn on the sidelines, Dawn Staley. As
She
much
looked good.
as much as I wanted to say the refs could have done better, UConn just looked faster, more more of a well-oiled machine. Defense was sharper. They just looked like they wanted it more, and there was honestly nothing like it wasn't like South Carolina wasn't playing. They just
It was
couldn't
then.
make shots. Yeah,
Yeah, nothing was dropping. It's like,
yeah,
after a while, I'm just like, oh, that should have dropped. Like, you know what I mean? It was like few shots. I was just like, oh, that had everything but the bottom. Okay. You know what I mean? I'm like, if it's going to be one of those games, it's just really out your hands. When the
yeah,
usual ain't usualing, it's going to be a long night. But like you
yeah,
just
man,
said, UConn just it's his seed more prepared.
yeah, and then this, with the size with Sarah Strong and Alfie down there. I mean, granted they didn't have Ashlyn Watkins due to injury, but UConn was just too fast, too strong, and then Ashley Fudd, man, this girl, phenomenal. Like that's Steph Curry certified,
Word.
understandably so. You know what I'm saying? She took home the MVP and national championship. But you see here in this thing, man, 3 injured seasons, only one healthy season in 4 years, three injuries, two ACL tears. The girl still has more eligibility. She's already said she's coming back for another year. They
That's what's
still got Sour Strong, who's a freshman. Yo.
You're gonna be all right.
Um,
Gino's still at the helm. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, so they're gonna be all right.
yeah, but the main story here, of course, if we could go back to the last pictures, Paige Beckers, man, what a way to end her college career.
Yeah.
Another superstar athlete who went through so many injuries just to be at this moment, hit this pinnacle. Undisputed number one pick coming out this year. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think the draft is in a couple days,
Facts.
so I can't wait to see what she's gonna do in the W. And listen, man, as I predicted, side note, as I predicted, Flaugier staying another year. She is gonna stay her senior year, which
Hey,
makes perfect sense. So women's
Peter
college
the Castle.
basketball is going to thrive next year, man. We'll see what Juju Watkins does. I
Yep.
can see her coming back again. Coming back for some revenge, right? Literally,
Her.
same thing
Lunch tour.
in the page happened. To, Ozzy is happening to her right now, so I could see her coming back. So that means next year is just going to be more smoke, more lights in the tournament. But shout
Oh
out to
yeah.
these young ladies. Hell of a way to end the season.
I ain't gonna lie. Like, it was kind of flip floppy. Like, we knew UConn and South Carolina would be there. We didn't want to see Dawn lose. We didn't want to see Paige.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Dawn got to let Paige get more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't even about you. You solidified. We ain't even talking about you. You just happen to be the coach of this great team again, but that's not the point. Um, yeah, I'm really happy Paige got hers. She
Yeah.
went through a lot to this moment. Um, and I ain't gonna lie, even game before we played USC, not that I'm like it's good Juju wasn't there because I really wanted Paige to just keep this going. Like I don't know if Juju would have stopped her and the rest of the Wildcats, but I mean the Huskies, but I was happy to just not she didn't get have an easy ride, but I'm happy she didn't have to go through Juju to get there. That would have been like, yo, Juju gonna be on some shit next year. You know what I mean? But shouts to Paige, man. She definitely had a long, short career there. If that makes any sense. A lot of time served, too many minutes served. I mean, but due to injury, so she went out with a bang for sure.
Definitely, definitely. And then swinging over to the men's man. This one, y'all, this one was interesting. I know you see these guys celebrating in this photo, but for a minute, it wasn't looking too good for them, man.
Thinking best.
So first things first, shout out to Houston.
Bruh,
I did not see them eliminating Duke at
bruh.
all. Like that shit. I think that's just shocked the sports world the way that they came back and won that game. So shout out to Houston, that's for sure.
Before we get to the chip, flag, just not that guy.
I don't know. I mean,
That
you
moment,
know, you know what it is when you play with the lead, and I'm not gonna say I watched every Duke game that he played this year, but when you win every game in the tournament with such just the leads were
dominance.
ridiculous. Yeah, it was just dominance. It's interesting when you get in a tight situation and the game is on the line. What do you do? And he had a good shot. Like I
He
don't
had
I
him.
don't know what else different. He probably went to his go-to move that he practices every day. Sometimes, man, you just come up short, man. And if anything, that'll let him know you got to put a little more arc on it. Maybe he was tired, when you ain't got your legs with you. That's a lot of reasons why shots come up short. But I got no problem with that shot he took, man. It just
Nah,
wasn't his. It
it's
wasn't his.
wrong.
Yeah,
9 out of 10 times he makes that. That's why it hurts. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? If it was some wild, one leg, going out of bounds, I mean, we'll see what happened kind of shot. Hey, man, that was less than a 50-50. But that's one of his automatics. Tough to see.
Yeah, man. But we got Florida. We had Florida and Houston in the national championship. And listen, towards the end of the first half, I was a little nervous. Houston looked like they was in control. Clayton Jr.
Mhm.
couldn't get a bucket. And I was like, if Clayton ain't scoring, we're cooked. Like, there's
Yeah.
no way Florida's winning this fucking game. Um, then the second half starts and they're down by 12. I'm like, oh shit. Like
Uh,
we're about to see another blowout in another championship game. Like, this is madness, right? The TV ratings are not gonna like this shit.
nope.
But Adam Clayton Jr., man, this kid is. I mean, I pray he stays healthy. I pray all the athletes stay healthy, but I
Yeah.
pray this kid stays healthy because the way he's performed all season and in this tournament, if he ends up on a really good team with a good system, he's going to be something special. And this kid came through tremendously for this team. So shout out to Todd Golden, our youngest coach to win a natty since Jim Valvano
Or-
at age of 37. But we cannot leave this subject, Kenny, without talking about the final possession of this game.
So bad for Houston. It
Matter
was
of
like,
fact, I'll go even deeper. Say the final two possessions of this
okay.
game, because everybody's thinking about the last possession, but there's a possession before it that I
Right
want
before
everybody
that.
to think about. Yep.
Yeah, right before that. At the moments.
So it's about 30 seconds left in the game, and I think it's Emmanuel Sharp drives to the basket, dribbles the ball off his knee out of bounds.
Mm.
Right. So now this gives the ball to Florida. I think what was it? Denzel Aberdeen gets fouled, goes to the free throw line, makes one of two free throws. So you still got a chance to
He's still
either go.
here.
Yeah, you still got a chance to either tie it up, go to OT, hit the three, win the game. Houston comes down. They seem composed, right? They're running their offense, trying to get somebody open. Ooh, baby. This is when everything gets very, very shaky.
Like,
Ball goes over to one of their stars. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. The ball goes over to one of their stars, and it's not his fault because Adam Clayton Jr., I've never seen such a closeout. Like, I'd like to see Adam Clayton run a 4-4. Run a 4. What he runs.
he's in the paint.
Yeah.
He was nowhere next to the 3-point line when he got that ball.
When I tell you, oh my God, Emmanuel Sharp, that was the guy who had that last possession. Emmanuel Sharp gets the ball, and in his mind, he's got enough room to put it up. And hey, listen, the guys got it after that. But
Yep.
all of a sudden, you see Adam Clayton go from the paint to closing out this man in no time. And at that point, Emmanuel just lets the ball go because he's like, I don't want to get
touch it.
Yeah.
Can't touch it.
Right. So then at that point, he can't touch it. He's trying to shield the ball. And in the process, his players really can't get to it. Nobody's really knowing what's going on. And at that point, man, it's just a turnover. Game ends, man. I felt for them boys, man. I felt for them.
I felt so bad. You gotta let that ball go. I know he's closing. A few inches on the height. See what happened, bro. Put some arc on it. You know what I mean? But what's killing me was anything. What was killing me was it was like 12, 15 seconds left. He just holding it. I'm like, do they know this is the last 10 seconds of like everything? They just, so we get into this play. Everybody going to the paint. There's 2 points. We go to rack. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to win. You know what I'm saying? But that just hurt. Him going up and the ball dropping, him just standing there. The desperation on his face of like, somebody get this. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, oh my heart. There's nothing he can do because if he touch it, it's a death sentence.
Yeah.
He not touching it, clock running, another death sentence. There's nothing that he can touch. I'm just like, yo. damned if you do, damned if you don't. Ah, yeah, I feel bad for Houston, man. The coach too.
Yeah.
Um, ah, that's a tough way to lose. I'd rather if I'm gonna lose, I'd rather get blown out. I don't want to come. I don't want to go out like that.
I'll tell you what, I'll take the block. Like I don't know how many of
Yeah,
y'all
yeah.
remember Sunset Park, but there's that infamous scene at the
Gotta
end of the
represent.
movie where homeboy is about to take the 3-point shot, and homeboy defender comes out of nowhere and just blocks it, and
Mhm.
everybody's like, "Oh, like we
You see
all
that?
the ball was at least gonna make it to the rim, and maybe we were gonna see it go in or miss. But yo, you just see this defender come out of nowhere. Get that shit out of here, yo. But I get it, man. A lot of us could say what we would do in that moment. Unless you're in the moment, you have no idea how you're gonna react. And man, you will keep your head up, brother. You have a long basketball career ahead of you. Hopefully, you're surrounded by friends and family right now. It's gonna be all right, kids. It's gonna be all right. And Adam Clayton was a class act. Went right up to him after the shot, man, and just let him know, what I'm saying, you gave it your all, brother. So
We never
Walter
go like
Clayton. Oh my god, I keep calling this kid Adam Clayton. Jesus.
that. Stay in the books, baby.
Sean. Shay Sean.
Shay Shaw. Jumping backwards again.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, shout out to Florida, man. Hey, hell of an NCAA season. Once again, my bracket was in shambles. But I'll be back next year trying
Hey, we in,
again.
baby. Let's fix it for us. See what we got.
You know it. First slate, first slate. Oh man. So to wrap up FCP Sports Corner, we've got some hilarious take from our guy Chef Curry, man. Let's let the
Remember, I
people
guess,
take a look
what
at
was
this.
that conversation the cameras caught entering halftime?
Um, he had made a reservation at International Smoke and then he canceled it, and so I was kind of upset with him. And we went back and forth on
Made a reservation. National Smoke.
Yo,
Yeah,
when I tell
yeah,
you
yeah. Too much fun.
Steph Curry has been one of the most underrated trash talkers in NBA history. And when you're that good
Yeah.
and you got the rings to back it up, it makes it even more smoother when he talks his shit. And just to preface this, this was a game between the Golden State Warriors and Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
And there's a point, I believe, at the end of halftime where Steph Curry's walking back to the locker room, and him and the Houston Rockets head coach Ime Udoka exchange words. So that's where you see him and Draymond Green now at the press conference, where reporters asking him what was the exchange between you and
So
Ime
that about
Udoka, and that's where Steph says, he canceled his. He had a reservation to International Smoke, but he canceled it, so Steph was upset.
golden, golden moment. That's how you do it, man. All time leading shooter. Speaking of this, Golden State, you see
Yeah.
Buddy Hield not passing the ball. Yeah.
And listen, that boy ain't gonna have a contract. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. But what do you tell the one of the best players to ever play this game? What do you say? Like you can't talk
Hard
smack
to talk shit.
to that guy.
Hard to talk shit. Like, you got to be mid game up 20. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of not a lot of time left on the clock. Talk shit. That's the only moment you can talk shit. You got to be winning right now because he wins over you any other time offside of his court. so, so you got to get him at this very moment. That's the only time to talk shit to Steph. Up 20 in the fourth.
The brother is winning at every. I mean, granted, Houston won that game, but the brother is winning at everything. There's not really much you can say to Steph Curry. That's why when I see people like teams will be up by like 15, and then they'll go say some shit to Draymond, and I'm like, Why would you start this?
was
Like
stupid.
you're winning. There's no reason to make these guys feel like they want to play. Draymond and Steph are at that point where, let's give it a try. If we win, cool. If not, we had a hell of a
Exactly.
fucking run, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We literally ran a decade of basketball. We got nothing to complain about. So when you're up on a team like that, just enjoy the win, man. Do not give these dudes a reason to want to play
batteries.
harder. It's crazy.
No batteries to be back. We can't survive that battery if it gets activated. All right.
No.
It's like, please.
Nope,
Let's talk about this. And a lot.
that's a fact. All right, my brother. Anything before we get up out of here?
Wrapping the night up. Yo. 15th on the way. Probably here now. Pay them taxes. Don't let them people call you, man. Call them first, please. I don't want nobody say, yeah. Anybody seen Johnny? Since the 16th. Damn, they got him. I mean, but outside of that, I man, just hope this weather get better. Spring starts springing. I know spring showers. But damn, it's just cold. I'll take some warm rain. Please, please.
I feel you. Yeah, man. But like we said, man, live for the moment, enjoy it now, but definitely plan for the future, especially in these volatile times that we're living in under the Mad King, aka 47. So be very, very careful out here, but enjoy, take care of yourselves, man, and we appreciate you spending some time with us tonight. We are live here every Wednesday. Make sure you do not leave without subscribing.
Every Wednesday, yo. Yeah. The boys.
That's a fact, man. That's a fact, man. Love y'all, man. Take care, man. We will see y'all next week.
Yes, sir.